day, that's you and me. All day, that's us both. Came through it, that new thing. See, I don't know why I trust you. Crazy now, I'm just too on. Maybe now I'm just too gone. Maybe now I'm just looking for that same vibe that you want. Cause I'm out here with a voice. I'm crazy in this bitch. Overseas, getting best. I'm Mercedes in this bitch. For me, that out in 9 months. Had a baby in this bitch. I'm with your baby on the run. Like I'm Jay-Z in this bitch. I'm smoking out, but I can't breathe. I'm all out, no SBs. I called you out, you got served with that beat stuff. No 17, I came through that dress. Don't care what I feel this. Gonna care what I feel, bitch. I'm gonna be speaking that well. If I shut it down, we good. Hell yeah, we good. Girl, give me the crazy eyes. Orange and that new, that new, that new. Stress me out, so I drink about it. Talk about this, cause I'm feeling to this too. I don't think so. I'm stay in my soul. Let me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. She took me out of my place. Wanna stay in my soul. Let me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. Church boy with my dudes on weekends, like waking up at like 6, man. You don't get paid, you sleeping, then you don't know where I come from. You don't know what I've been through. You realize I don't say shit about all the bread that I sent you. Hey man, I'm sitting back, I'm fucked up, I'm being trashed. Gotta go watch 2 gold chains and I go real like Trinidad. You trick on the man, and like you know, popping up like it's empty. Man, I rap like it's loaded. I make my crew high, so now we so sick, no blue shot on the inside. It's all big, man. I ain't missing out so high. Just East Coast, all East Coast. These young guys don't know better. Most of y'all got no chill, they'll get it poppin', it's no weather. Talk kids, just me love, they'll put in work like no shut up. Looking up to them dope boys, they got bands like no shut up. Yeah, just remember, I'm laying you go together. I'm the bad year around January to December. I'm not living in the end. I'm your doctor when you need. I'm so cold, have some weed. You know me, I'm your friend. You may want to do me. I'm your pusher. I'm your pusher. Clean, bad shoes, super cool, super clean, feeling good for the man, super fly, feel my chair, see what's there, got the bread, and those bitches in the bed. I'm pushing, you're pushing. Silent night, There's nothing they can lose. I won't swing. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you. Two bags, please. For a jealous king. Make the world the world is repeating. Wanna give you something better than me. But you can't give me nothing else. Right, this is my shit right here. This shit is cut. The evil genius. The champ is here. With the champion, you already know. Game provide. The champion, you already know. Great man. Niggas know the champ is in here. He took it from crack to rap. Now he put out 2 anthems a year. And I just want to rock for a century. And chase the book with the documentary. If you can't do nothing other than flow like a bitch, like a mother from flow. Let's go. Don't make me put your arm in your lap. Fuck riding the beat, nigga. Barrel up off of the track. Hop out looking pretty.
Your boy, B-Ben Israel, the people's champ. Gonna chop it up. Got a little rant for y'all today. Hope everybody's doing well on this Sabbath day. It's beautiful down here in North Carolina. 71 degrees. Beautiful day. Clear skies. February 12th, 2022. We're going to be talking about Dave Chappelle. Y'all not going to be attacking my brothers and think Champ ain't going to stand up for them. Not going to happen. Standing up for the people. Dave is still one of the people. Now, my disclaimer, as always, is if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Move around. Move around. Shout out to Love Dorsey. I said what I said. Shout out to Shana King. You ain't got to be here. There's plenty of places to go out here in these YouTube streets. Plenty of places to go. Find somebody who will talk to you smooth as butter and soft as oil, and they're going to say all of the things that you like to hear. That is not that space here. Not doing that over here. You're going to get that unbridled truth. You're going to get that medicine over here. And see, sometimes, most of the time, that medicine don't taste good. But we're going to put it down that throat anyway. Or shove it down your throat. Because we're trying to heal the people. Y'all always talking about, I need time to heal. You got to get that medicine first. This the medicine. It's your boy, the people's champ, B-Ben Israel. So, the other day, Dave Chappelle went into a local council meeting, I believe it was, in his community where his home is, where his wife and his children live. And he told them essentially, all this money I was putting into this community, this $65 million, I will cut that shit out. Because it sounds like they had a verbal agreement, and this council got a little greedy when a corporation tried to come in. And they tried to disguise what they were doing under the so-called building affordable housing. They ain't been building affordable housing in my lifetime. It's a scam. It's propaganda. It's rhetoric. It's a talking point. It's a buzzword. Just like the LGBT, LMNOP people use Black Lives Matter to further their agenda. They set up these Trojan horses. They call it one thing, and it's really something else. So you damn right, Dave Chappelle was absolutely right to say no deal. We see through this, and if you and we as black people, we got to stop letting the media fuel our opinions. It's time for us to start getting some informed opinions. Most of you have never researched anything on housing, the economy, the housing crisis, affordable housing, corporate greed, zoning laws for single family homes and multifamily homes. All of these topics are alien to you because you're ignorant of those. We like to talk and repeat things we heard on MSNBC and CNN. And now even damn Cenk Uygur jumped on that bandwagon. He's supposed to be a progressive. I expected more from him. And I think it even shocked Anna Kasparian, who was his co-host, because she was kind of laying down the facts when the show first came on. And then Cenk went way off the rails. And he tried to use New Jersey as, I'm from Jersey. No, you from Turkey, brother. You don't know nothing about Jersey except for that little privileged area you grew up in. But if you want to talk affordable housing, which is Newark, East Orange, Irvington, West Orange a little bit, places like that, Plainfield, you want to talk those areas who suffered affordable gentrification and affordable care, not affordable care, affordable housing. We were promised things in the 70s and 80s in those areas. And all that happened was gentrification and increased rent. Here in Charlotte, North Carolina, same exact thing. We allow all of these corporations to come in and build these mega apartment complexes and these big subdivisions, and they came through and during the housing crisis or the robo foreclosure crisis in 2010, and the corporations came in and snatched up all of the houses from black people who had been illegally foreclosed on, and they paid half the price for those houses. And then today, those houses are worth double and triple. And the rents have tripled and quadrupled here in Charlotte in less than 10 years. All under the guise of affordable housing. What does that mean? What does it mean? You go back to 2010. Apartments, you could rent a 2-bedroom apartment, $500. You can rent a 3-bedroom for $600. Today, a 1-bedroom apartment is going for $12, $13, $14, $1,500 in the same low and high poverty, low income and high poverty neighborhoods in Charlotte. What happened to the affordable housing? A $1,200 apartment is affordable. Get real. And what Dave and his neighbors picked up on in the plan for the housing, the affordable housing plan that corporation had proposed, they didn't even lay out when they were going to build this so-called affordable care housing. They didn't do it. They said, oh yeah, in the future we're going to build some duplexes and we're going to build some multifamily houses, townhouses, and a couple of units. They always do that. They always hide it in it, but it's never spelled out specifically what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, how much it's going to cost the people. So it's time for citizens to start being more active in their communities and standing up. If you're here in Charlotte, what happened to Camp Green, y'all? When the last time you been over there? Gone. They tore out, they gutted Camp Green completely and built all of those nice houses. And they priced all of those people out of the neighborhood who lived there previously. Priced them out. Go right anywhere off of Freedom Drive, those neighborhoods are disappearing. Those were historically black neighborhoods since World War II. And they're being gentrified right before your eyes. All under the guise of affordable care housing, affordable housing. I keep saying affordable care. I got that Obama terminology in my head. Affordable housing. How is it affordable when it's triple what it was before you started? That makes no sense. Wages haven't tripled. Wages have gone down and been stagnant. So people who lived in these neighborhoods all their lives can't afford to live in neighborhoods that they grew up in and they work in now. It's insane. And this is happening not just here in Charlotte, not just in Jersey, it's happening all around the country because of the zoning laws. That they play a big part in it. And that's why this company said, oh, they're building 300, the houses were going to go from 300,000 to 600,000. That ain't low income neighborhoods that they're building. That's upper middle class neighborhoods. So where are they affording? What's the rent going to be on this quote unquote affordable housing in this proposal? I call BS on it. I call BS on it. And it wasn't going to be enough of them units to make a dent anywhere. Here's the other half of that. As a businessman, if I come to my town and say, hey, I'm going to invest, make it a nice round number, $100 million into my community. I'm going to build this restaurant. I'm going to build a comedy club. I'm going to build these other things out of my own pocket. I'm not a corporation. I'm a wealthy citizen. This is what I'm going to do. And you come to an understanding with those council members. Sure, Dave. Yeah, we'd love for you to do that. And we support that. We're all with that. I don't know this for a fact. This is what happened. This is my perspective based on his reaction. He had to understand, he had a handshake deal with them as he was moving forward. So I'm putting up 100 million, and some other company, a corporation, could come in and drop 40, and you're going to give them preferential treatment. Oh, sorry, people. You're going to give them preferential treatment. You're going to you're going to change the verbal agreement that we had or the verbal understanding that we had because this company is spending 40 million when I'm spending 100. No, you should have involved me in that conversation. Hey, Dave, we know we made a deal with you, but this company's coming in and they want to give us another 40 to build some houses. Some of this is going to affect what you planned on doing. Possibly negatively, possibly positively. What are your thoughts on it, Dave? They didn't do that. They didn't do that. Because see, at that point, Dave is a stakeholder in that community. And if he's dropping 65 million into that community, he's a big stakeholder. What happens there forward affects him. Affects him. So they're trying to go after Dave Chappelle, and a lot of you, they called him a NIMBY, which is not in my backyard. That's not what he said. But he wasn't falling for the okie doke. And a lot of you house Negroes are going to go against Dave Chappelle, and you're not informed on the topic, on the issue, on the deal that this company was trying to make. These companies come into communities all the time and they make all kind of deals. Oh, we're going to bring jobs into the area, and we're going to bring affordable housing into the area, and we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and they never friggin' do it. So Dave Chappelle said, hell no. Oh, okay, if that's the way you're going to go, Go ahead and do it. I'm gonna pull out my money because I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. I better start paying attention and getting a little bit more business acumen and savvy and start informing yourselves because y'all got these smartphones, but you never friggin' use them smartly. You can go to YouTube, you can Google affording housing issues or crisis, and do your research that way. You ain't even got to read. You can just let somebody tell you. Vox, I remember recently I saw a video on Vox, I guess a couple of months ago, where they were talking about the affordable housing crisis in America, about this very issue. So it's not a unique issue, but these companies always try to do the same damn thing. They always try to do that. It's time y'all start being more informed and support your people. Dave Chappelle ain't nothing been done but for the people. Now all of a sudden they want to paint him as a NIMBY, like he's bougie and an asshole. Come on now. Y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. That ain't Dave. They always want to attack the black man. What about the white people that stood with Dave? What about them? Stop letting them assassinate or continue to assassinate the black male image. And if you don't know anything about the topic, shut the fuck up. And just assume your brother Dave got your interest at heart. Because we know the corporations don't. We know the governments don't. And it's not even a black white issue, it's a classism issue. It's about uber wealthy corporations and individuals versus the working people. Working people ain't affording $600,000 houses. And when I mean work, I'm talking about working class, from people who make between 15,000 and 100,000. That's your working class. You are not middle class. You are working class. They're not building houses for us anymore. And the zoning laws tell you that. That's why the demand is so high, because the supply is low. The supply is low because the zoning laws don't allow multi-family homes to be built. They have to build single family homes. Pay attention, educate yourselves on this issue. And maybe you might learn something about what's going on. This is why we got a tent city here in Charlotte. And across the country, other cities, working people are living in friggin' tents, people. And these rich corporations aren't doing nothing about it. They don't care. And I ain't just talking about men, I'm talking about women and children are living in friggin' tents. The shelters are overflowed. Section 8 is backed up. Public housing, 10-year wait lists. Even when you go out of the city into the outskirts in the smaller towns, their resources has been tapped. So you can't move out of Charlotte, go to Gastonia, Concord, and it's a better situation. It's not just in Charlotte. Rock Hill, you can't do that. You got to go so far out, you're going to be 2 hours away from your job. But this is what they want. This is all planned. This is all systematic. I want y'all to start paying attention to what's happening and educate yourselves. Dave Chappelle was right. Stand by him and support his decision to not stand for that, to stand up to the corporations, to stand up to these councilmen and these governments. That's all I got. As usual, like my videos, you like my comment, please like. Just go ahead and do it. Subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe so we can keep this content going. And share my content. People need. I'm sharing. I'm giving y'all good information that you're not going to get watching a boob tube, watching CNN, watching MSNBC. This is a relevant topic that affects us. And it affects all of us. It's affecting all of us. Because when they do this, when they build these $600,000 houses, which were not there before, that raises the rents and property values of all of the other houses in that area. So you're pricing people out of the area. Again, if you can't afford a $600,000 house or even a $300,000 house, because they're not building the $100,000 houses no more. They're not building. And that conversely affects your rent too. It affects your rent. That's why rents have quadrupled and tripled all over the place. Y'all better start paying attention. Cause y'all, a lot of times y'all don't pay attention till it's too late and keep y'all distracted with buffoonery and propaganda. It's time to start questioning things. Pay attention. Holler at your boy. Like and share, subscribe.